Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, folks. It's me, the Gorilla Economist, coming to you live on this edition of Rogue News TV, and it is time to live a strategic life with our main man of the hour, who needs no introduction. We're talking, of course, the legendary John J. Singleton. He is here with us, and he's going to teach all you guys how to live a strategic life. Live smart. Don't live hard. Live smartly. Live discreetly. Live with stealth, and build your wealth. Strategic life. And you can find John over at aceofcoins.com, aceofcoins.com. You can book a consultation appointment with him and join the subscription service, which is so integral, so key to everything for you to educate yourself. It's an absolute PhD course on how to navigate this world in terms of setting up your LLCs, protecting yourself against asset forfeiture, all these other things. John could help you. Big league. So go to aceofcoins.club, and be part of that subscription group. And with that being said, John, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Hey, VJ, really good, thanks.
What's going on? Awesome, man. I'm doing good, man. I mean, I can't complain. I mean, I could complain, John, but who's going to listen, bro? Who's going to listen? Nobody wants to hear an old man complain.
Nobody.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, John, lots of things have been transpiring. People are constantly living in trepidation and fear here in the United States, wondering who's going to win, who's going to lose, what do I do, who do I choose, will I have a 401k, will I see it become a 101k, how do I prevent me losing what little I have or losing everything that I owned and worked so hard to get, and what other opportunities are out there? What can I do, especially in this day and age, to acquire an alternative and possibly even many streams of income? Where do you want to start, John? Lots of things to cover.
Okay, well, there's some basic things that people just forget about. And I like the term the matrix to identify the things that we don't like about government or the conspiracies that are out there, which many of which are probably true. So the term matrix, okay, so I'll use that term in this call here for like a metaphor. I think the matrix is laughing at us, many of us, because we're just shocked. We're watching the news and just reacting to everything. And a lot of times the news isn't even real. It's not representing what really happens, but we're making decisions based on these things. And we're just being manipulated. We're not actually having a deliberate strategy, looking at real numbers and going out in the world and doing something that's going to serve our immediate needs, right? We don't even have a plan for that. And so you're gonna get what you deserve, really. So you got to make the decision to stop focusing a lot of your time and reacting and being shocked by all the news. Stop watching so much of it. I don't watch probably any of it. I don't probably watch any of it. I'm focused on other projects, other things that are going to be fun, that are going to make money. They're going to serve my interests. They're going to do something to benefit my child 10 years from now. That's what I focus on. All this other stuff has been going on for years. And, so we're going to talk about this. I think really this is our artificial intelligence, I think is really, we need to look at this. All right.
Yeah.
In light of what you just said, the matrix is laughing at you because you're just sitting in there reacting to what they're doing. And instead of ignoring them and doing something that's going to serve your family. And my lead off is, let's talk about AI, because it's that fire that was discovered by the villager that everyone's afraid of.
I like that. And yes, fire could be a wonderful servant or a fearful master, depending on how you wield it. Right? It can keep you warm, or it can burn you alive. It can cook your food and feed you, or it can consume you. It's amazing.
VJ, the cars you love to drive, okay? Yeah. The tools and equipment and the materials that have been used to build those cars came from the use of fire. 100 years ago, right. All the factories, the tool and die, all the materials science, all that technology, the Industrial Revolution came from combusting wood or fire. Fire built modern society is what I'm saying. All right, now we have another run at it. We develop, we do this all to ourselves all the time. We act like it's the weather, but we built this. We developed artificial intelligence. It's here.
Right.
It's more powerful than you can hear in the news. There's wars going on right now, not hot wars, but there's wars going on, battles over business and property rights around the world. And I'm gonna tell you who the battles are between. It's between your governments and the billionaires, the big conglomerates and the collections of corporate assets and things like that. This is a war really against you, because you and I developed technology. Yeah. So but we still have access to it. Okay. We have access to fire. We just don't have access to build a nuclear power plant, right? But we have fire. It's good. We also have propane, stuff like that. But I'm just saying, we have access to this technology, and I know it's intimidating even for myself. I don't think that I'm so smart that I can learn this stuff, but I know I can work with people, that we can work into a group, and we can develop something useful using artificial intelligence.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. I'm glad you made the correlation between fire, the advent of fire, and artificial intelligence, because fire it's when man first encountered fire and learned how to harness it, he was able to harness the very first energy source and putting that to use to build what we have today, like the industrial revolution that you so excellently put it. But AI is in the same. AI is in the same thing. You're right, man.
You can wipe out huge numbers of people. You can destroy people. You can destroy things, systems, industry. You can destroy everything that we think is important. You can destroy it with artificial intelligence, or it could be destroyed by that. But think about this, though. The battlefield for today, if you want to call it a battlefield, okay, the medium through which we're all talking about is technology. Without the technology and the connectedness of it, AI doesn't mean anything. But we're here. That's the battlefield. So you have access to the tools of war, let's call it, of this battle. You can use those. You don't have to take on everybody. You don't have to win everybody. You have to take on countries and governments, and you just have to do something that serves your family. It's not that hard when you look at it that way, and just realize that AI isn't this ubiquitous yet, this ubiquitous, omniscient being yet. Maybe people see it that way, but it doesn't have to be. It could be on your phone. It could be in your pocket. It could be one module that you're using. Check this out. Imagine. I'm saying this is a really mundane example, but let's say I go apply for a job. Okay, that 6 other people I know are applying for the job, and during my interview, I explained that how I can be more productive at the job because I understand what it is. I can be more productive because I have an AI assistant that I've trained. It's a biased AI assistant that works like me, and I can do the work of 5 or 6 other people. And I demonstrate that in a very brief demonstration to the person employing me. Who do you think is going to get the job?
You are.
I think so. If it's on productivity, yeah. So John, I'm very simple. Yeah.
So John, let me ask you this, man. What's some of the first things that people could do to get going with this whole AI stuff? Like, where do people begin scratching the surface on this thing?
Start looking at the ChatGPT free interaction and start using it, not just for a stupid lookup table, because so many people use it like Google. They try to use it like Google. You're wasting your time. That's not what. That's like taking a helicopter to work. You're just wasting it. Yeah. Go in there and ask some interesting questions. Like, here's one thing I had my wife do yesterday. I had my daughter do some research on. I'm trying to teach her. Instead of the boring pedantic details of chemistry, I'm starting from the higher level, and I'm helping her learn what a battery is and what it does and how it works. And so she's getting it better. It's easier for her to interact that way. So I had her write this paper by hand and draw diagrams and explain everything. And so now she's done a really good job with that. And I told her, now type it into the computer and give it to your mom. So I told my wife, I said, don't give her the result of what I'm going to tell you here. You take that text file and run it into ChatGPT and have it revise it with really good sentence structure so it flows properly and good grammar. And then use it as a teacher's guide to grade her.
Oh, wow.
That's just one. It's just one application. I'm not going to make money doing that, but this is what I'm talking about. Use it for something that's like that. Don't use it for a stupid lookup table. You can use a search engine for that. All right. Know the difference. When you can look stuff up, you can do that yourself. Use ChatGPT for free for things like writing a business plan. V and I did a call 8 months ago, I think. Now, we discussed how we showed you how the ChatGPT 3.5 wrote an e-bike business plan dealership for e-bikes.
Correct.
And
That's important, man, because I don't think people have made the leap from, okay, treating AI as if it's a search engine, like you're. And look, let's be honest here. The whole modality of a search engine and the way we interact with the search engine goes back to the early internet, goes back to Lycos, goes back to Prodigy, goes back to Yahoo,
Yeah,
goes back to
right.
AOL, right?
Everything was
Goes
lookup
back
back
to
then. Yeah,
everything was looked up, right? So we're doing
Google
it
just did it
wrong.
better. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's we need to have AI instead of looking things up to create things for us.
Yes. You have to ask it the right question. You have to ask it for help. It'll work with you like a partner. So this fear that people may have, or this awareness, they might think, like they're watching all these movies for the last 40 years, how AI can take over the world and rule over people and do all kinds of nastiness. Well, think of it like this. I don't think that's our problem. I think I think your problem individually is going to be the guy that's using AI. It's going to kick your ass in business because you're not.
Sure.
That's going to be your
Right.
problem, to a point where it's
Right.
going to make it really difficult to get what you want in this society if you're not using that type of, I hate to say this term, but it's like a prosthetic device, right? It's like my eyeglasses, right? It's a prosthetic device. It's something your body needs to get to be better.
Sure.
A cane, a walking cane, right? Your AI is going to be that type of tool. You should be using it. So don't just use it for a lookup table. Go play with it. So if you're asking how to get started, use it that way. Go start using it, and you can do so much with that version of ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's interesting. You should ask the AI, hey, what's the best way that I can utilize you?
You could do that. Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. Really interesting. John, what do you see? Like, what are some of the uses that people could do? You talk about business plans. What else do you see as a over the horizon opportunity that people can get involved with when it comes to the future of technology, when it comes to AI, when it comes to all these things, man?
Well, what are people needing in the future? You see, right now they're being trained to use their smartphones.
Sure.
The delivery system, okay, is these people driving around in cars, for Amazon, bringing the mail at all hours. I mean, we keep talking about this. That is going to be very prevalent in our society, because I think the trend is to get away from driving to go to places that you want to go get stuff. I think the trend is requesting things that you want, paying for them, and having them delivered to you. So how does that
Yes.
change all of society? What are the elements of that, right? So I'm thinking the guy that's delivering for Amazon at 2 a.m. is going to be replaced by a drone very soon, a flying drone very soon. Now,
Yeah.
how does that affect us? I don't know. Just be aware of something like that. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I want a piece of that sale, because the big box stores are going away. Your retailer is going away. It's going to be a distribution center. Or it's going to be online. If it's online, why can't you be the one selling the product online? Retail has never been more available to people.
Right.
I don't know that you need AI for that, but just on a pragmatic level, you imagine getting a piece of every, like I walk into Walmart and there's thousands of people everywhere. I mean, it's so busy over here in Orlando. We have 2 big Walmarts here. It's got to be
Yeah.
thousands of people at any one time. And I'm hearing the registers ding, 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 ding. And I'm thinking, man, if I just had like a tenth of a penny for each of those dings, I could
Forget
do
about
some
it, man.
things, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's how you do it. You sell things that people are buying that way. Do it on Amazon or whatever. Have your own store, website, sell retail products online.
That's brilliant. Yeah. And so that
Just
brings us
do
to
it. I mean,
things like drop shipping. What's your opinion on these drop shipping businesses that are becoming very
okay,
popular?
there's a couple things going on. Drop shipping is a very common business. You got warehouses that have product from their customer. So the customer is storing product at the warehouse. The drop shipper does the thing the customer wants. Well, the drop shipper is looking at all these pallets of product, and some of the product's not turning, and some of it is. And so the drop shipper is saying, wow, I should set up a website and sell that product because it's turning so fast. And you're seeing a lot of drop shippers promoting online businesses. So be aware of that. But that's what drop shipping is, a function of an online business. Don't think it just has to be your online business. It's a function of it.
Right.
So drop shippers are essential. So what you can do then with drop shipper, like my wife does this, she'll buy a stroller for $430. It retails for $430. She's done this many times. Now she'll do it through a platform like I think Amazon or eBay or something. When it's all said and done, now she doesn't buy it. What she does is list the item in her shopping cart, just like other people list that same item. But because the way she lists it, it's competitive, she'll sell it eventually. And then everybody gets their fees and stuff. And so she doesn't spend any money and she sells the product. It gets drop shipped. So it's in somebody's warehouse, right? And the warehouse is in the States. It doesn't have to be, but it's nice if you have a little control over it. So a lot of the suppliers now are warehousing in the States. So just be aware of that aspect of it. So she'll end up with $100. And all she had to do is go on eBay and look for a product that could be sold, like a stroller. That's a hot product, by the way. And she'll just list it in her shopping cart. She'll put like 2 or 3 models of the stroller. And then she'll sell them eventually, all of them. And then she'll get about $100 each net. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, you're spending money on consumer goods. We're all spending money. Why not be also the ones selling the consumer goods? We're all selling it to each other. Why not? Exactly. You have the ability to do it. You have a damn computer. You got a phone you're staring at all day. You can manage that feature on your phone while you're at work if you wanted to. Everybody else is staring at his phone. You're the only one making money at your phone. If you did that, why not?
Right. And again, it goes back. It goes back to the thing, John, where it's like, you're trying to become the guy who makes the soap in a world of washing machines. Who cares what retail is doing? Because you can be like the toll person, be the soap that all these washing machines are utilizing. You'll make a fortune. You want to be the guy who's going to be selling the shovels and the denim overalls to the guys who are out there mining for gold. Sell the shovels.
Yeah,
that's a great way of looking at it, man. If you could be an intermediary, like you said, just a penny here, a penny there, a few cents here, it all adds up.
Sell the thing that people are buying. Sell the thing that you're going to buy. That's it.
Yeah.
If you see something you really like for example, we saw these tiny homes. I have some land, so I put some tiny homes on. I'm thinking, well, I'd rather sell them first, right? So now we list them on our store on Amazon, and then we buy it, and then we sell it to other people, and then we use it. Why not? That should be your normal practice.
Yeah.
So, I just think if you look at AI and you find all these interviews, they're amazing interviews, and there's some very intellectual people talking about AI. And I'll tell you, a lot of the philosophical aspects of what you'll hear come from over 100 years ago, people discussing the possibility of what would happen with an AI type scenario. What they didn't consider at that time, 100 years ago, was that we'd have so much technology and it's all interconnected. So there's that factor that's new, but the philosophy is pretty sound and it's kind of shocking. And that's why I started this conversation with realize when the Matrix wants you to just be astounded by things and not take action. Be astounded.
Yes.
But find a thing that you can do. Be educated, be informed, and then try something. Don't be afraid of the consequences if you might fail. Try to do something and use this technology that will serve you in some way. I can't tell you exactly what that would be other than what V and I talk about. Have a strategic life, right? Be deliberate about the thing. What's the end result I want to be? I want to have? Okay, I want to do this thing over here. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know possibly AI might be a tool, and I'm going to start a conversation with AI. I've had a conversation with AI where I will just say, hey, write me a contract that does this thing. And then I'll say, okay, now with that same conversation, please revise it to include this thing. And then I'll ask it its opinion, and then it becomes this whole new thing that no one else has except I have it. Because I used AI not for a lookup function, but as almost a tool of analysis. That's not even critical thinking. We're not even at that point yet. That's not even artistic yet. We're just using it for analysis.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Have your own AI. That's what I'm looking for right now. This is what's kind of putting me causing delay. And maybe the delay is a good thing sometimes, but when I look at all the applications out there in the software, I'm kind of inundated. I'm a little. I have to pause because I'm not sure. I want to go down a certain path with certain software because then I'll get stuck with that, right? So I'm not sure where I want to go yet. But very soon I will have the ability to just use an AI as like an apprentice, right? And then have it do things that I do, like work with me. So whatever I do, it does, and I train it. So it thinks like I do. And maybe that's not the best thing, but I I want a person that can do that. And AI is a great thing because when I'm gone, it's still around doing that, and maybe it'll help somebody else, right?
You
But in
know,
the
that's
meantime,
pretty brilliant.
yeah,
We talk about like you bring up an interesting concept, right? If we get to the level, and I think we're heading there, especially you take that AI, you put it into a physical body as well, where it can go
okay,
from your computer, it can go from your computer to, let's say, a robot, right? It could be transient between devices, between your phone, your laptop, your desktop, and then its
that's
robotic
scary.
body, right? It
Yes.
could be all interlinked, and it becomes your apprentice. Where now it's running your company. The mundanities to keep the profit flowing, and God forbid something happens to you, you don't have to worry about your company shutting down. The AI will continue to work, continue to provide income for your family while you're gone.
Yeah, that's
That's
quite interesting.
amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we're heading there.
Well, it gets into
I
other
think we're going to
issues
head there.
as far as it gets into other issues as far as ownership and legal rights, because a human being
Mm,
has ownership and legal rights. A device does not. So that's interesting. If it's possible to even will your rights to that device, so that's further on down the road. But I'm just saying you're going to have system-wide changes. You're going to see a dramatic reduction in labor. The need for labor is going to be. I think that you tell me, V. What do you think? Do you think there's a deflationary trend when you start replacing labor with this AI and these machines like you're talking about? Is there a
absolutely.
deflationary trend? Okay,
Absolutely.
so think about this. All right, so China, let's just say the stereotypical China is where you almost have to, as a big manufacturer, you have to make stuff in China. You just have to. So you got to deal with that. But why does it work for China? Because the population density. Okay, well, because the population density, everybody's competing against each other, so that the labor cost is very low. That's why, right? So imagine if
Hmm.
I'm another country, let's say a country that nobody cares about. Let's say Belize. Belize is not
Yeah.
manufacturing, but what if
No.
Belize has the ability to acquire this labor force, this automated labor force that can mimic China's labor force for less money.
Oh wow.
So,
Yeah.
so
That's changing the game.
this technology is allowing the unlikely country population, the unlikely population on the planet in different areas of the world to be as productive or more productive than China. Okay, without the people there, it can just have the technology there. Think about it this way too. What about small countries now that before they had to rely on big countries for their military support? Now they can have their own military. They don't need to be a big country. They just have the technology. That's the future.
Nice.
That's down the
Nice.
road. But before that happens, we're going to deal with a big problem, which is the deflationary cycle, which is going to be very abrupt. And those who are using AI when you're not, that's your problem in the next 5
Right.
years.
Mm. Hmm. Yeah. No one's even thinking about that, man. No one's. I don't think people understand or really give thought or credence to the absolute destructive power that this is. It's very disruptive. Yeah, we're still looking at it and treating it as if it's Google search.
And we're
It's
building
not
it faster
Google
than
search.
ever. We're throwing hundreds of billions of dollars at it, and we're going, this is going to kill everybody. Let's put more money into it. But okay,
Yeah.
that's what people do. That's what people do. So grab your
Yeah.
piece of this tool and start using it to enhance your life, have a strategic life, and build your family, build your business, build the things that make your life worth living. Use this technology. Don't be afraid of it and run away. Yeah, they're going to collect your data. There's remedies. We've talked about that before. Okay. Maybe our data is needed, right? Think about this.
Yeah.
Every time you're using the internet for something or browsing on your phone or you're answering one of those stupid CAPTCHA things, this data, this is data. It's been collected. The AI
Sure.
systems can and will be using this data. If they're not now, they will be. They'll be looking at the internet going, oh, wow, look, it took this person this long to select a thing on the whatever. That somehow that data is useful because it helps AI understand human behavior. So yeah, that's all happening. You're not going to stop it. Don't be afraid.
Amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. What other things? What other opportunities are you also looking at that you feel is going to be very important and pertinent to basically people that are trying to survive what's coming? Because there's going to be a lot of people out of work, John. A lot of people are going to be out of work soon.
Yeah. So if we're looking at like business and consumer goods, you look at the food supply, right, and distribution.
I was
Uh,
just about to bring up food, but go
it's a
ahead.
big deal. Yeah, food is a big deal for distribution and the supply. I mean, look at what's happening with the ranchers and the farmers are being destroyed all over the world. So our food supply is going to be greatly constricted. It's already,
Sure.
and the prices are going to be pretty high. And there's going to be options of eating crap. So, so I don't know. I see opportunity there. We could talk about that for a month. There's all kinds of opportunity there, but you're dealing now with the matrix that doesn't want you to be the opportunist in that system. They want everyone to accept whatever they want to feed us. So food and food distribution,
Correct.
food production and distribution is a big deal. Probably
Correct.
water too, but food production and distribution. Energy, yeah, I mean maybe. I mean, I don't know. I guess so. Energy. What do you do with that? I mean, you can produce food and energy locally. You just it's your problem is the control of the land, right? And if you're alone trying to do stuff by yourself, it's really difficult. So probably, if we're talking about being effective, I think you want to try to get your neighbors or people that you live with or care about on board with your thinking about how to have a bit of an autonomous way to get food and energy, right, and clean water. So I don't know. I mean, are you asking me in terms of what opportunities are there for business as an
Yes.
entrepreneur? Yeah. Well,
Yes.
okay. Distribution. Can you solve the problem of distribution?
Mm.
I mean, pretty soon we're going to see drones delivering. Do you want that to be monopoly?
Yeah.
So,
Or do you want to get the jump on it now? And utilize AI to develop a drone delivery service. Because here's the thing: as long as you're under 500 feet, you don't have to worry about FDA, of
right.
FAA clearance. You're
You're
under
under
500 feet, you're good.
you're under DOT
Yeah.
mostly. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
so, but yeah. So you're going to see a consolidation of retail space. You're going to right now it's being eliminated, but there is a
It
need
is.
for a location to store goods. So there's going to be a consolidation for distribution of goods, consumer goods, including food, and the preparation of it. So that's going to be where restaurants are using all the same building, and I think this has already taken place. They're using the same building, and they're just doing delivery only. You got
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, McDonald's, all the fast food. They're in one place, and you
Yeah.
got
They are.
DoorDash, right? Yeah. So that's going on. What else? Why wouldn't you do that for everything else? Why wouldn't you do that for grocery? Why wouldn't you do that for consumer goods that you would normally get at Walmart or the Best Buy type stores, right? Because when you
Yeah.
order on your phone, you want it now, and that's what's going to be the deciding factor is who's going to survive, is who can deliver it quickly, right? So for that,
John,
you need a distribution center.
remember what we said. It's so incredible that you just mentioned that, because remember what we always say: it's not the big fish eating the little fish anymore. It's the
Yeah,
fastest fish that eats everything.
yeah,
Be
yeah,
first or be fast.
yeah, yep. Yeah. So look around and see what trends there are. People think that climate change is real, right? So I don't need to argue with them. I just need to sell them stuff.
Yeah,
That should be the
exactly.
attitude. Yeah, stop arguing with people. Try to stop correcting them. Just sell them stuff. If you know that they
Yeah.
think that's real, okay, sell them the thing that makes them feel better.
Yeah.
Take advantage of all this news. It's just like with we saw the other day the Dow dove, right? So what does that say to me and V? Go buy more.
Go buy more.
Why am I going to argue with those people?
Yeah.
Go buy what they sold,
Yeah.
because we bought for a good reason, right? We don't care what the trend, the immediate trend is. We just bought because the product was good, the stock was good or whatever. That should be your attitude.
Yeah. Very well said. John, excellent coverage of everything that you said. Anything else you wanna that's on your radar screen before we close out?
No, don't say anything else. I'm having trouble. Keep it up right now.
Absolutely. Folks, again, you can get a hold of John J. Singleton, the man, the myth, the legend, the business hacker extraordinaire, the man who teaches you how to live a strategic and secure life while building a fortune that nobody else could take from you and being prepared for what is to come. John is the man. He's on the forefront, the bleeding edge of what is happening in the business realm. Get a hold of him, aceofcoins.com, book a consultation, join his exclusive subscribers club, acecoins.club, acecoins.club. With that being said, folks, we're over and out.